understanding our history of our place, of our wahi, and knowing Kamalu'ulu'olele and what is now known as Lahaina, and even understanding why the name of Lahaina is established. Looking at that burn zone, if you will, I hate calling it that, but looking at that zone, this landscape, this aina, I realized that it is almost the exact footprint of our old food forest system, Kamalu'ulu'olele. And when we tried to map this out in the studies that we were doing, we tried to map out what Kamalu'ulu'olele looked like, identifying the resources and systems that were responsible for food production in Lahaina, native testimonies, research of David Malo, Samuel Kamakau, Joseph Navahi, William White, looking at all of those established documents, identifying what Kamalu'ulu'olele looked like. I realized while up there that that is exactly what has been displaced. That is exactly what has been revealed. So although disaster has taken its place, hope has been established. If you look at history before that, they sing songs of the house made of ulu, where in order to find the sun, one would have to be out on a va'a. So you could not find sun in Lahaina. Shade was established at a magnitude of 10.5 square miles. Seeing that, I began to think, how do we move forward? How do we implement what has been open to us? How do we bring that in to where our community that we know can maintain a space and have a level of security that we are unfamiliar to today? Being exposed to solar energy in a level that I was unfamiliar with, I found myself drawing questions. And I said, gee, imagine if in the development of our town, it was required for all build to have solar systems put in place, right? And we cannot ask our community to take that on, so we would have to find governmental levels of support or larger financial systems that can establish that existence for our community. We could build that. And so I asked these power people here that create green energies across the continent, I said, hey, what does it look like to have a power system established in the size of 10 square miles? And you could see the reaction on their face was like, 10 square miles? You could power the entire island. And to me, I was like, my mind was turning really fast at that moment. And I was like, so if every house was required to have solar and every business was required to put solar systems in place, we could instantly produce power for our entire island of Maui. Wow, what a great thing that would be. And if we want to talk about food security, knowing the statistics and our history for Lahaina, if every property was required to plant an ulu tree and maintain that ulu tree in order to build, we could instantly create that halau of ulu, that house made of ulu, and coconuts and mangoes and papayas and moringa and eggplant and everything else that we could have. Historically, Kamalu'ulu'olele is documented to have a diversity of symbiotic existence of crops. Actually, the only one crop that is identified in the descriptions of our wahi was vauke. Vauke was the only plant that had its own space. Everything else coexisted together, right? So we build our economy in that footprint with the desire of our palates today. Yeah, I love pinakbet. Gini sa karabasa is one of my favorite meals. And so that's the circular economy. If we can generate opportunities to instill our people with the ability to lead in the development of our town, our people, the people of Lahaina, have their role in building this town coming in the future, will already create so much economic stability instantly before we can even consider ourselves established. We're already going to generate some economic circular systems, right? It's starting right here today. And it's just a small model and footprint that we can continue to enhance and grow. This small effort has been established in a short time frame. And if we can build that and bring it into the community in all efforts and levels that's possible, I think that concept of circular economy for all of us can be a reality. And then exploring innovative ways to develop workforce systems, both for housing and economic needs. Yeah, I think it's out there. There's so much examples of that we can bring in and embrace and have a representation of our identity and character of Hawaii that can be argumented of what it looks like. And I'm willing to have those conversations, but we can build it and we can hold that space and have everybody still be a part of our community. So many of us have already relocated. So we've lost many in the fire, and we're continually losing people day to day as it is. So it's even more important for us to not only stay together, but understand where we're going, right? That's the question I asked in the beginning, is what does it look like in the development of our town? How are we gonna go forward? Do we wanna stay in the same situation we were in? Or do we wanna have an opportunity to be better? And can we all speak to that subject? Can we all embrace what that looks like? I hope so.